This content is all academic purposes only. This is in compliance with the course PE 103, Physical Activities Towards Health and Fitness 1. The editor and actor himself is not professional. Considering the popularity of basketball, many are still not completely aware of how it began and who started it. In this video, we will try to find out. Basketball was started by James Naismith in 1892. At first, the basket was hung on the wall where the ball was being shot. They had to use a ladder to get the ball back. Later on, they made the basket with a hole in the bottom so the ball could go through. They started formulating the rules that would guide them in playing. To make the game wholesome, changes in the rules were made. The game were played in different places in America than to neighboring countries. Later on, the girls learned to play this game and competed like the boys at different levels of competition. In 1936, basketball was included in the Olympic Games. Basketball was brought to the Philippines by Americans, became popular and was made a unit in physical education curriculum. Yung basketball, napaka-popular siya hindi lang dito sa Pilipinas kundi sa buong mundo. Mapapansin natin, 'di ba, na yung development po ng basketball ay nagsimula sila sa basket na nilagay nila sa wall. Tapos linagay nila sa wall, tapos walang butas yung ginawa nila. At pinangunahan yun ni Dr. James Naismith. At doon mismo nagsimula yung development ng basketball. So kalaunan, naisipan nila na yung basket, imbis na wala siyang butas, naisipan nila na lagyan ng butas. Para daw, yung bola, the moment na mag-shoot sila, lalabas, lulusot, para ma-shoot yung bola. Yon. So, yun, later on, naisip nila yon. And from that moment, nag-start na talaga yung development ng basketball. They formulated rules, yung mga violations of course, and of course, kung ano yung mga basic skills, yung tamang paglaro, na hindi na-violate yung rules. And this game was first played in America, and of course, to the neighboring countries of America, and to the rest of the world. In 1936, the basketball was included in the Olympic game, and it was brought to the Philippines by Americans. So after that, it became popular and it was included in the physical education curriculum because probably kasi maganda siyang laro, and it was also played by the girls na. Linalaro na po siya ng mga babae, hindi lang po mga lalaki yung naglalaro ng basketball, at the same time yung kababaihan at different levels of the game. So the question is, what is the best strategy or what is the good strategy in playing basketball or in playing the game? For me, it is having the good connection or relationship with your teammates through teamwork. Why? Kasi kapag meron kayong connection at magkakaintindihan kayo, mas mapapanalo niyo yung laro. Why? Bakit? Kasi yung bola, the moment na mag-start na yung game, kapag mabilis yung passing nyo papunta sa ring nyo, mas malaki yung posibilidad na magkakaroon kayo ng puntos, di ba? Having that teamwork would build a good relationship with your team, and having a good connection with your team would result to win. Mananalo kayo, di ba? At kapag may teamwork, dapat nagkakaintindihan kayo. From the moment na sa mata pa lang, nagkakaintindihan na kayo. Yung body language nyo, yung eye signal nyo, dapat balance dapat pareho, di ba? Kasi dyan nakikita o papansin nyo na mapapanalo nyo talaga yung laro kapag magkakaroon kayo ng connection between each other in a team. So I have here the 13 original rules of basketball by Dr. James Naismith. First, the ball can be thrown in any direction with one or both hands. So it can be thrown with one hand or both hands. Ganon. Or ganon. Or ganon. Next is the ball can be batted in any direction with one or both hands, but never with the fist. So, but never with the fist. Bawal na parang susuntukin mo yung bola. So next is, a player cannot run with the ball. The player must throw it from the spot on where he catches it. Ibig sabihin, hindi pwedeng itakbo yung bola. Kailangan po i-dribble yung bola po, ha? At yun. Next is, the ball must be held in or between the hands. Yun. The arms or body must be used for holding it. So, ayun. Bawal po paa yung gamitin or ano lang, or basta bawal po yan. Next is, no shouldering, holding, pushing, striking, or tripping an opponent because it serves or it values as a foul. Foul po yun. Values as a foul. Next is, if a side makes 3 consecutive fouls, it counts as a goal for the opponent's goal. So kapag sunod-sunod na po yung foul ng opponent, the points can be counted sa kanilang kalaban by the other opponent. So that was the first 7 original basketball. The 13 original rules of basketball by Dr. James Naismith. Number 8. A goal shall be made when the ball is thrown or batted from the ground into the basket and stays there. Again, a goal shall be made when the ball is thrown or battered from the ground into the basket and stays there. Next is, when the ball goes out of bounds, it shall be thrown into the field and played by the first person touching it. Next is, the umpire shall be the judge of the men and shall not note the fouls and notify the referee when 3 consecutive fouls have been made. And number 11, the referee shall be the judge of the ball and decide when it is played in bounds, to which side it belongs, and shall keep the time. Number 12, the time shall be 2:15 halves with 5-minute rest between. Number 13, the side scoring the most goals in that time shall be declared the winner. review the 5 positions of the basketball player. The 5 positions and its roles. The 5 positions and 8 roles. First is the center. The center is usually the team's tallest and strongest player, and it is positioned under the basket. So yung center po, siya po yung pinakamataas sa position ng basketball. So yung role po niya, most of the time nandiyan siya sa ilalim ng basket ring. And he is also required to be physically domineering with more physical strengths and athleticism. On the offensive play, most centers do not consistently score mid-range or beyond the arc. Instead, most of their points should be from offensive rebounds and are also required to block defenders to open other players up for driving to the basket. Power forwards are usually the second tallest in the team and are the closest to the center in terms of physical attributes and playing style, but with more speed. They're often the most versatile player, being able to score in the paint as well as being able to shoot from the mid-range. It will be more effective if they are able to land a 3-point effectively or consistently. The small forward. The small forward is usually the shorter of the 2 forwards on the team, but plays the most versatile role out of the main 5 positions. Why? He must have enough height and the ability to play on inside as well as agility to play on the outside, similar to a shooting guard. Small forwards are usually the second or the third best shooters on the team and should be able to do a little bit or of everything on the court. The shooting guard. Potentially the shortest player on the team. The shooting guard is the team's best outside hitter or best outside shooter. Besides being able to shoot well, the shooting guard needs to be good at the dribbling, passing, and having court vision by seeing the court. He is also responsible for driving the ball down the court and setting up for offensive play. The point guard. The point guard is usually the shortest but the best ball handler on the team, also known as the coach on the floor or the floor general. A point guard responsible for directing plays or offensive plays. Point guards need to have an excellent long distance shooting, though it's not quite as critical as for shooting guards. Some point guards take as many as shooting guards. They are more shooters than a shooting guard. So, point guard.
Everything negative pressure, challenges is an opportunity for me to rise.